Good afternoon, Resolve. I'm Linda Yace Peru. Um, Here today to share body wisdom for your body wellness. And today I'm going to share something a little bit different than what I normally share, tips on bringing your body back to health quickly. Today I'm going to share something that's just even more important to me than, or goes right along with it. And that is my inner child. And for so many years, I have been working with her and trying to get things together. And I've always known that I've got it and got it, but there's one more piece. And so this year, my sweet six, as I turned 60, um, came home and showed me what I needed to see so that we could be here together and move on into our sweet 60s, sharing this information from our mother that's so important for our health. And you may have heard or not before, how does emotional health affect our physical? Well, I'm here to say that it affects it in a major way. So for me, I got to bring home my sweet 6-year-old this year, and she's shown me many pieces that I needed to incorporate. And one of them was that I've been on this journey working through traumas for the last 30 years. And in the beginning of my journey, I made a safe place, or excuse me, my sweet little made a safe place um, for her to go when things got too scary for her. And at that point, we had a shoebox and we had some magazine clippings of the ideal place for her, with a big 4-poster bed and a big rocker with a teddy bear where she could snuggle up and read her book, and a big claw tub with Mr. Bubble and a rubber ducky, and some of her kitties, and just beautiful gardens that she could go to. And so over the years, I've shared this with many, finding their sweet littles and how they can incorporate them back home into their heart. And the safe place is one of the real important things. This year, as my sweet six came back to me, I was cleaning out my closet of all places in my office, and I find the original safe place. And it's in this cardboard box, 30 years old, all crumpled up and dilapidated with dried out bubbles, and the gardens are all overgrown and you can't even see them anymore. So I take my head out of the closet and I say to my sweet six, you get to make a new safe place this year. And before I even got done with the sentence, I hear, I want a treehouse. And I think, well, okay, we could do that. Thinking as an adult in the back of my head, now where are we going to have space in the house to do a treehouse? So I go out and I share that with Maria. And I say, oh, my sweet little six is going to build a treehouse this year for her new safe space. And I had a very small version in mind of space that we could possibly put it in the house where it could be safe. And so I finished that thought out with Maria, and I say, yeah, but I just don't know where we're going to put it because I don't really have space in my office, don't really have space in the house. And immediately she says, oh, so you're going to let your adult say what your little kid wants. And I'm like, oh, yeah, got to let her do it. So I allow her to have her space, and the next day Maria comes up and she says, hey, I have a tomato plant frame that if she wants to use it for her frame, that could be something pretty cool. So the kid is like, yes, that's what I want. And my adult's like, okay, well, how can we make this look? And all of a sudden, the adult in me has this great idea. Why don't we make it out of bark, long sheets of bark, because we have it all over across the street on the land. We'll just do that really quick. And so I go out across the street with my wheelbarrow, and I start selecting the biggest pieces of bark that I can find. And time out. Okay. I go out and I find the biggest pieces of bark across the street that I can find. And as I'm picking it up, they're breaking off. Little chunks of it is breaking off. And you see, this frame is a good 3 to 4 feet tall when it's all done. And I have it on a little block right now so you can easier see it. So I'm picking up these pieces and they're breaking off, and I'm thinking, okay, well, we can just do like a glue bath or some kind of, some kind of something that will help preserve it. And my little kid's just quiet, not really doing a lot of input. So I fill the wheelbarrow back up and I bring it over to the back so we can get started on it. And all of a sudden, I feel my kid pitching a fit. And she's like, oh, no way. Am I going to? No, that's not my treehouse. That is not what I have in mind, not even to the little. So that day, we also hear about our auntie who just crossed, who was a kahuna Kale'i'ilihahi, over in the big island of Hawaii. And at her heiau, she had this 100-year-old banyan tree that's name is Miracle. And we have done many ceremonies and rituals by her and through her and over her and in between her for many, many years. And that's what my little kid wanted. The Miracles Playhouse, Banyan Tree Playhouse. So immediately she started getting all the blueprints and everything set up to how this would work. And I was so blown away because she's got it all worked out. And all I had to do is let the adult step out of the way. And we don't have to figure and wonder and worry about, how we're going to get things together. So immediately, banyan tree is the sacred trees in California, in Hawaii, that they grow up and their branches start having branches that come down that connect into the earth and become part of the root of the tree. So that means that we are now twisting a lot of different size ropes of the natural hemp rope, and then they're getting thicker because what happens is in the wind they start swaying together and then they start twining up so that they make it thicker, and then they make it thicker, and so there's like all these stalks that end up having the growing into each other and around each other, and it just becomes this amazing little maze. So in her blueprints of how she's going to be doing her banyan tree is on the inside there's a heart flame, a heart fire in there, and there's going to be different smaller ropes that will be tied to different areas so that the little fairies and the little kids can be swinging on their ropes, and it's all got a whole little glitter bomb thing going through each one. And so we're going to be building from the inside out, and then we'll be starting to gather those different limbs and things and building a little maze so that only my little kids and myself know how to get in there, and only they can invite somebody in because it's their safe space. So they don't have to invite in partners or friends. It's their space and where they feel safe. And so when I first had got my place for my kids, my first safe space, I would leave them there when it wasn't safe for them to not necessarily come out. And they would invite their animal friends, and you can just imagine a whole amazing place for your kids. And so I'm so excited that I was able to get out of my adult way and just let my kid come out and create and play and be. I love to let her come out or give her permission or allow her to come out as often as possible. I like to try to do it every day if I can for 10 minutes, but when I don't, I can feel the difference within my physical body on how I feel if I don't acknowledge her. And I have to remember that she is my light. She is my joy. She's my passion. And if I don't allow her out, I'm squashing that creative self within me. I invite you to do these little play workshops that I'm going to be starting to do, and even doing them with yourself, and invite your kid to come out and play and watch how much better you'll feel when you get the opportunity to sit and get to know that really little sweet, sweet person that sits inside you. I will be giving you updates as we progress forward on our banyan tree. And thank you so much for just spending a little time with me and hearing about my Sweet Six's Miracle Banyan Tree Playhouse. Until next time, everybody, Laku Monagosi from the light of my heart. Take care.